pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see how this looks. Kevin, hey Matthew, hope all is well there. I guess it is. You know, it's a struggle for all of us every day, I think, and that's the fun part, though. If it was real easy, I get bored as hell, I'm sure, but it's struggling as hard. Wow, we got people. We got people. I don't know if it's a title or whatever, but I was reading. God, listen to this piece of statistics here. Domestic abuse, okay, so that's people getting beat up in the home, is to blame for around half the murders and assaults in the state of Maine. That means half the murders and assaults, people getting hurt by violence, are caused by people who you live with. and you know, we spend hundreds of billions of dollars on homeland security against terrorists when the people who seem to be hurting us more are people we're living with. Right in our own homes are the bigger problem. You know, and that seems that we should spend a little more money on that than all this other stuff that everybody thinks we have to do. Okay, about 1/3 of the food produced and packaged for human consumption is lost or wasted. A third of everything we produce. So how'd you like to cut your, food bill by a third? Yeah, I don't know what people spend, $1,000 a month, maybe $500 a month on food. So you could cut that down by a third. We're wasting that kind of stuff. Sales of battery-powered cars in Europe rose 84% in the first half of the year. So it's up almost 100% just in 6 months. Kevin's there. How are you? And who you matter? What's a good side hustle? Easy to start, low cost. Well, I think it is. What is it? Busy now. It's really a side hustle. The internet is all set up to do that. This is the gig economy. Going on the gig economy and figuring it out. Let me see. God, what is it? Ready? No. Steady. Yeah. Steady app. No, S-T-E. Steady. S-T-E-A-D-Y. App. Yeah, that's it. Steady app. S-T-E-A-D-Y. A-P-P. Okay. I think that's probably the easiest thing to try to find, a side hustle to make extra money on right now. Steady app. Now, something for longer term, whatever, that could maybe build a career on it, that's not this. It can be, tell you the truth, in a lot of these things. But this is a good thing. You put in your zip code. Let me put it here. Steady, steadyapp.com. And it tells you all the gigs that are in your neighborhood. And this is everything from tutoring kids to delivering meals to fixing somebody's a key of furniture or whatever. All these things. See what has happened now on the gig economy and with the cloud. they make side hustles easy, and they're all free. Do not pay anybody money for a side hustle. Do not pay anybody money to get to make money on the internet. No, you do not have to do that. See, this is what, to me, Google, with the title of this thing, Google thinks convinces you have to pay money to get anything in this world, and you do not. I mean, some things you do. Everything's not ultimate. Cover every situation, and there's exceptions to everything. But as a general rule of thumb, you do not. You want to start a business, you do not need money. You want to make a side hustle, you do not need money. But you go on the internet and find out how to start a business. Naima, she is still there, and Twinkle Rose is there. My goodness, I haven't seen you guys in a long time. Sir, I'm signed up for your monthly service. Is there a grant for YouTubers? Doesn't matter what to do, but YouTubers, you don't need a grant. You need viewers, right? And maybe you think you could get viewers with money. No, but that takes hustle. And people will say you need money, or the people who have something to sell you. And all you're going to do is burn through a lot of money before you find out what really works. Good evening, Mr. Claire. Where would be the best place to look for help opening an assisted living center in Florida? Well, an assisted living center in Florida. Lots of programs that are possibilities. The first place I would start, the two places, is one, your area office on aging. And if you just put in Google area office on aging and put in your county, you'll find the local county for the area office on aging. If it's for seniors and stuff like that, that's a good place to say, hey, don't say you want a grant, don't say you want money, you say, I need help doing XYZ. Starting a place for assisted living, okay? And can you point me to people that may be able to help me? Okay, that's all you do. And you start digging and digging and digging like that. Okay, the other place is your county government. Your county government has an office of community development, and they're the people that have money to build stuff and get people housing and places to live and stuff like that. I keep borrowing money with high interest rates. Please help me. Well, you got to stop. Now, how are you going to stop? First of all, you got to help. It's too hard to see the war, an overview of the war when we're in fighting hand-to-hand combat. We don't know what's going on. All we know is the thing in front of us. And you got to get somebody that looks at that bigger. Now, there are people there that will do that for you for free, okay? Help you straighten all that out. Nobody's going to write you a check for 50 grand and solve your problems. That's not going to happen, so forget that. That may be, and there are people who do that, and say they did it, but that probably won't happen. And so stop thinking that's going to happen. Stop waiting for that to happen. Go out and take this problem and just look at that sucker right in the eyes, and do something with it. Don't pretend there's some person on a white horse going to come and save you. No, you have to save yourself. Where do you go? Right now, go to HUD.gov there and look for counseling. Now, don't Google, I need help with debt. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. All you're going to run in, I'm working on a report now. I'm going to show you how the people who help you with debt, all they're doing is making a shitload of money that you could use, that they take from you when you could use to pay off your debt instead of giving it to them. And there's too much free help to do the same thing. And they charge like 25% or whatever hell your bill is, and that's crazy. You don't have to do that. But you don't know that because they spend a lot of money advertising on Google, and you never see the other stuff or understand it. And they're too good at advertising, and so you get sucked in, to their game, and you don't have to do that. So, okay, the two places to start. And also, don't forget, you always start a small business development center. They help with any kind of project. Anytime you want to make money, whether as a nonprofit or for-profit or whatever, that's a good place to start. Now, they vary by degrees. Some are good, some are not so good, and all this, nobody hits a home run. It's like dating, you get lucky or you don't get lucky. but you have to try. If you're not trying, nothing is going to happen. So you may go to 10 places, you may go to 20 places, you may go to 50 places before something happens. That's okay. That's what life is. If you're not ready to do that, then you got to find something else to do with life. Paul, Gatewatch is the one place you might find a program that could help you. Grant Watch. Yes, I find those grant watches. Yeah, who are you talking about with the assisted living center? Yes, the grant watch is sort of for things like that. It's not, most of the things I talk about are not going to be in Grant Watch because they're really not even called grants. They're like training money. I mean, it's not called a grant because the government does not call it a grant. My aunt has 2 assisted living counties in Prince George's County. This is Naima, and she's having a hard time getting people in. That's a good resource for researching people in need of assisted living facilities. Yes, and right, and Naima is absolutely right. You could find all the money in the world to do something, but you're not really in business till you have a customer. And that's right. To me, what you do is first find customers. You don't build a building. You don't invest in everything else. You do everything you can to invest your time, energy, and whatever on where your customers are and what they're going to be. I sent you 2 emails about learning how to be a government contractor in Chicago. Please advise. Are you a club member, Nicholas? I mean, I really have to help the paying customers first. And a lot of times, if not a paying customer, it slips through. Is Grant Watch legitimate? Yes, I mean, they sort of like do what I do, go through. I mean, maybe I have the thing wrong, but it probably costs you hundreds of dollars to use them too. So you may not need them. You go to these other places, at least starting, go to your congressman and senator and stuff like that. Well, back to getting a government contract. There's 2 places. PTAC. Let me see if I could raise that up. PTAC. .org. PTAC. PTAC.org. Let's see if that's it. Yes, it is. No, it's not. But no, that's not it. Procurement technology. Procurement. Yeah, procurement technical assistant. I see. Okay. APTech. Okay, that's what it is. APAT. Okay. Okay, here we go. Where are you, baby? Where are you? Okay, here it is. Here's the website. Okay, this is a free service. They get government grants to help small businesses like yours get grants, and they get grants to give you to hold your hand in getting a government contract. That's all they do. Okay. Okay, so that's a place I would go. Also, don't forget. America's SBDC, americassbdc.gov, I think. So the Small Business Development Center also is helpful with that. But APTAC-US is, or maybe it's US SBDC, I forget. But if you put SBDC and then your state, you'll find it. Can you show me what to do to get a grant to build a church? Well, there's 100 possibilities, is what it boils down to. And do you have a church now? I mean, here's what I think, anyway, is that it's possible. It's just how long and what you want to do first, or whatever. What's easier? It's balancing it out. You could say, okay, I need $5 million to build a church. I'm not going to do anything to build a church. Is that your mission? If that's the only thing you want to do and you think nothing will happen till that, okay, then good for you. And then you start looking for money. And because you're a nonprofit, I would start with going to the library and looking for two books there. There's one called the Foundation Center Directory. They're online databases. They're very expensive. Uh, and the other is called GuideStar. GuideStar.com actually is the website. And they're foundations. So foundations are the ones that do this. And foundations are the ones that give money to other nonprofits to do things. So your church and nonprofit. But truthfully, I mean, it seems to me it is wiser, I think, to build with your congregation building. If you're renting first and everything, to have a perfect church and everything, and you don't have a big congregation yet, you think you build it, it'll come. I mean, that's a theory, I guess people say, but I think it's safer to build that somehow, and maybe build it with, with a cooperative something. I mean, where is there in your community maybe their structures are not being used, or structures not being used on the weekend, so you can even get a free or whatever, or somebody that your people are the same as their people. Evening, hon. Hiya, Jennifer. That's so nice to see you. And that's right. How to leverage the idea, because I think, I mean, we get so it's so seductive to say, oh, I want to build this, Sistine Chapel for myself or whatever it is. We rent a building. Well, that's great. Now, how could you rent a different building, or how could you maybe do something that your church can be in conjunction with somebody else to have to raise money together for the church, because you maybe use it mostly on Sundays, but somebody can use this facility to raise. So if you get maybe 3 or 4 other organizations like this, somebody uses it for a school during the weekdays, and somebody uses it for an auditorium on the Saturdays, and you got the church on Sundays. That how do you make it happen easier by leveraging it with other people? And that's, I think, an important way to do things now, instead of just going out raising money. Sure, that's a way to do it. That's the hardest way to do it. And what you want to do is, okay, what's going to be easier, to do it? And I think doing one of these other things, but you may have to go through a whole bunch of ways to run against a lot of brick walls before you start thinking that way. And that's why it's really good to just keep going. The worst thing to do is do nothing. If you think you're churches, you're not sure of the other way to do it, you keep doing it any way you can. Get those 2 databases and start calling people. Hey, are you a possibility to send a proposal to about investing in a church? And just keep going it, because when you start beating your head against the wall, you're going to learn more than anything I will ever tell you, anything you'll ever read or whatever. You're going to learn the most by going out there and just getting beat up. And that's why if you're not doing anything, you're not learning. And if you're not failing, you're not growing. And that's the only way, because what we know now is, if we think we're so smart, why don't we have all the money we need right now, right? So we're not. If you don't have everything you need right now, that to me proves you're not real smart. So that means you have to go out and learn. And how are you going to learn? You don't know. But the only way you learn is by struggling and going out there and trying stuff. Got that right, Sarah. Amen, Matthew. So, I mean, there's no shortcut to this, and we're not smart, especially now. Who would have thought Trump would be president, right? Who would have thought the market would crash? The day before it crashed, nobody, all the smart money was putting more money into it. Especially now, things are so different. 20, 30 years ago in this country, you could plot straight line, but there's no more straight lines, and everybody's living, closer to hand to mouth and guessing. So you have to go out there and guess and fail. And unless you do that, I feel it's impossible to go. I mean, nobody's going to come down and fill your head with all these magic things. You think you have magic in there, Yeah, we probably do, but we got to learn what it really is. Probably what we think it is wrong. And so the only way to do is get customers or potential customers to tell you you're wrong. Then you go, oh my God, yes. Now, you think you're so handsome and everybody go out with you. Well, you ask 12 women and they all say no, you got to go back and you know, look a little closer in the mirror, right? What are you going to do? You got that right. So that's, I think, what we're all up against, no matter how rich or poor you are. It's just a different level of doing the same thing. Uh, when you're poor, I love the coca. What's that? Uh, and let's see. Is there a place like Modest Loans that give small money? Yeah, Modest. Now, Modest Loans. There's a Modest Needs. There's a crowdfunding site. I think it's called Modest Needs that have small things. Or the other place is if it's loans you want. Small money grants. Well, yes, there's a lot of small grants out there, but it's for certain things. See, everything is for certain things. That money for you, what the heck you want to do, and what the thing is, you got to find out what it is. Like if it's expense money, you need money. Like, oh God, I need $500 to fix up my car, or I can't go to work. Well, then that's your county government gives money to nonprofits in your area to give you money like that. And like in Wisconsin, I think it's up to $1,600 you could get like that, for it. So that's the kind, you need $300 to pay a utility bill to keep going or something, so they don't cut it off, Then there's nonprofits for that. So that's why it's, yes, but it's complicated, it's not the way that we think it should be in our head. The reality is different than what we think the world should be. So we may have, an idea in our mind about how the world is or how it should be or how we believe it is. But until we go out there, it's different. And that's the only way you learn how different it is than what's in your brain. Because your brain just takes little bits and pieces and things like this and puts together this mosaic that sounds great to you and sounds logical, and this is where it is. But you have to get out there and find out that none of that is right. And the only way you can do that is go out and try. And then you keep trying and trying, so you put together a new kind of plan that is realistic to what is out there. Like maybe that will happen to you with the church. You start going to all these organizations. Nobody wants to give you a dime for a church. Why? You don't know. But that makes you. I mean, we do what we have to do in life. What we really have to do. Us and human nature is a big controlling factor to our lives. You hear these stories about a woman who lifts up a car off their baby or something like that. We do. We have so much in us, but we only use it when we really gotta. If we don't gotta, then we'd rather sit in the couch. And that's why I like going bankrupt. I like going. It's painful as hell, but they're the times in trouble. Business gone bad like 10, 12 years ago. Nobody got books anymore. So I've been spending the last 12 years trying to learn new ways of get information to people and make money in it. And it's taken me 10 years or so to figure that out. But there's no shortcut. Otherwise, life would be boring if that isn't. So that's why it's somehow you have to look at the challenge that it's something you really want to do. Because if I want to make a lot of money, I'll do it in real estate. And it won't work because, you got to have more than just want to make a lot of money. And then you'll try something else. Some salesman will come along, give me money for this, and you'll make a lot of money. And it won't work. then you'll try something else. And it won't work either. And that's why and that's okay if they don't work. You're going to have to do a lot of things that won't work. The famous story, Naima. I see, cocoa. No, that's coffee. God, it's not easy, and that's okay too, because if it's easy, you're not growing. My favorite expression is playing basketball against a 5-year-old. You're going to win. It's easy, right? But it's not making you grow. You always want to play with somebody better than you. That's how you grow. So you go out there and try something a little more difficult, in order to grow in life. Because I think that's the satisfaction that you get in life, is being able to accomplish something you weren't sure you could do. If you could think you could do it, then that's not really growing. I don't think that satisfies the soul. And to me, the other thing in satisfying life is doing something for somebody else, and giving. So giving what you have to the society, the community, and figuring out how to get money for it is, oh, hi, Lima, thank you. To me, is the perfect life to have. It's difficult, but most of us are going to live a long time, and so you piss away a year not accomplishing everything you have. That's okay, as long as you're going away from something you know is wrong, and maybe towards something that may be better. I think what we have to do is sort of like paint our lives. We're all artists. And you have an idea what you want to do, and you go and throw the paint on the canvas, and then, oh, that makes me think of something else, and then you take off from there. It is difficult to get a government job. I was told by somebody that should hire them for help. Of course, that's why it's difficult. They want you to hire them. If you have money and willing to lose it, then good for you. But you don't have to, man. No, there's more help. I'll send you some videos on the government. I go around the government and interview these officials, and they tell me all the time, you do not have to hire anybody to get a government contract. and that's what this is what I'm talking about Google. So you're going to Google getting a government contract, all these people that say, and because you don't know anything, and they've been in the business for a long time, they know what to say that will push your buttons, okay? And we're helpless to that. I am too. To things I don't know or whatever, we're just helpless. So that's why just don't even deal with them. Don't listen to them, because you're going to get sucked in. It's too hard not to. And okay, who is that? Ann Mitchell? Yeah, okay, so I said apatc.org, okay? Call them up, and you're America's AMERICASSBDC.org. Those two places. Call them both up and tell them you're a small business and want to start a bit and want to get a government contract. Can you help me? That's all you have to do. All those people already get grants to help you for free. Okay? And they even have grant money for small businesses to help them get contracts. Well, that's like the government giving you money to help you find out how to get money from the government. Crazy, isn't it? But mine is not the reason why. Mine is here to do or die, or whatever that was. I forget. But it's, I don't know, it frustrates me that Google controls so much of our lives and doesn't get us ahead in life. Because all it does is teach you how to spend money. If you want to spend money to do things in life, that's fine, but most people don't have it. So that means that people who don't have the money can't get ahead in life, and that is wrong. Wrong. Most of the people I know that started big business and everything started with nothing, absolutely nothing. The United States is the world's largest producer of oil, having surpassed Saudi Arabia and Russia. I'm 76 years old. Now, I'm reading here, we're the largest producer of oil in the world. Now, I used to be in something called the Congressional Clearinghouse on the Future. This is back in the 80s. And it was a caucus. A caucus is like a committee on Capitol Hill. But it's an unofficial committee of just a lot of congressmen and senators who want to get together on a subject. And we were on the future, what the future was going to be like. And back then in the 80s, we were all the world was going to run out of oil in 20 years or 30 years. You had these charts that went up and everything like that. And we're all enthralled with it and all this kind of stuff. Look, we now in America and produce more oil than Saudi Arabia. Nobody knows the future, man. Nobody knows. Just go out and play. That's the important thing. You go out and play. Get in the game. You know, who the hell cares? Seniors increasingly retire to a rich life of self-employment. Okay, listen to this. Seniors. You know what? How old do you think the government considers you a senior to be? What age? It's 40. The government considers you a senior at 40 years old. Isn't that a kick? It is, yeah. Let's see. Self-employment is increasing among seniors. In 2015, people 65 and older had the highest self-employment rate of any age, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So people over 65 started more businesses than anybody else at any other age. Wow, isn't that crazy? That's right. And we're living longer. So what are you going to do when you live? Like me, I'm 76. I've been doing this. I could have retired, I guess, 15 years ago or something like that. But no, I mean, I think if you just work forever, but doing something you love, that's why the video I have on Lesko Help is how to retire in 3 years. And I don't mean retire. I mean get rid of that thing you're doing now, you know, and then during the next 3 years, while building something that you could do for the rest of your life and contribute for the rest of your life. If you're doing something and able to figure out to create income for the rest of your life, man, you know, and particularly by doing something that you can contribute, what could be better than that? Like investing. I mean, to me, you want to live off investments. You know, going to your stockbroker and giving all your money to a stockbroker, and they're investing in companies or whatever. Who the hell knows what they are? Is that helping the world the way you want it? No, it's giving rich people more money to play with. You know? But if you figure out how to make income doing something that you like to do, so you could get your heart into that and provide something to other members of the society or the community, you know, that you love doing, and you'll do it better than anybody else because of that. How do I convince companies like Roland and IKEA to lend me instruments for free so I can use them to make music? I think there's a lot of ways to do that, but I'm not really sure. I mean, you want to hire a band or whatever. Or, I mean, to me, it's sort of like something in the community. You want to make music just in your bedroom, or yeah, there's you got to know a little. I mean, and convincing them, you got to have a story. Well, why should they do it? You know, are you helping the community? You know, do you want to teach kids how to play instruments? Do you want to start seniors in nursing homes to start a band? You know, something that's important, not just to make you money. You know, USA government would give 19 million to capture Capone's son. Yeah, I mean, well, what the hell they do in the government? Right. Well, I started out this thing about how we spend all this money on Homeland Security, hundreds of billions of dollars, right? And Homeland Security to keep us safe from terrorists. More people die. Half the murders and assaults in Maine are from people in your home, not who crash in your home, people you live with. That means domestic violence. That's responsible for half. You think we're spending that kind of money to help prevent that? No way, right? No way. And that's the thought. I mean, like now, you're twice as likely to die in a hospital by accident, like the hospital screwing up, than you are in driving a car. I mean, I grew up, man, that was the most dangerous thing you did was drive a car. Now, it's going to a hospital. Now that's a little crazy too to me. But that's the data. That's why, to me, that's why data is fun and interesting. You know, so you get a grant. I mean, there's two things in life. You know, what you know and what you feel. And most of us feel. We don't really know. Well, I think Trump's an asshole. Well, we feel that. Do we really know? We don't know him personally. We see the stuff he does. You know, it could be a right call. But we say that you could do this happens, that happens, or whatever. We don't really know scientifically that answer or not. We're just guessing and feeling it versus knowing it. That's why there's very little things we know. That's why go out and find things so that you really know. And just having one example or finding one person is still not knowing. And protect yourselves from outside terrorists while we kill each other. Right? We got to keep the people here to kill. We can't have these foreigners killing us. We got to save all the killing for us. Don't want to outsource our killing. We want to do that at home. And that's another thing that's happening, right? Outsourcing is fading away, and people now find cheaper programmers, and more technical expertise sit in upstate Michigan than they can in India nowadays. That's what's happening. See, things change. Protect. That's great. That's right. I'm gonna. Does anybody else have a question? My cocoa. Somebody put gin in my cocoa here. Okay. Okay. Well, don't forget if you need help, personal help, to find out about government kind of free. Lesko.com/Lesko help. Okay, that's me. And I'm coming out with a thing about the people who help you with debt consolidation people. I mean, that is such a scammy business. I'm sure there are good people in it or whatever, but on a whole, it's really bad. You gotta stay away from that and getting some data and some reports together to build something and that's what I do. Actually, in Let's Go Help, I have about 50 reports now that I give out to people on all kinds of things. Whether it's starting a business, you want that, so I have return video instructions and everything on 50 different topics like that. Nonprofits, starting a business, or travel overseas, helping somebody who their son wanted to go overseas, for a semester or something like that, needed money, and I do the work and videotape the instructions and give you all the websites, for people that to know the best places. And I can't guarantee you get the money, but I guarantee you these are the best sources to try, and that's the important thing, that you have to try. There's no guarantees in life. There's just a lot of maybes or opportunities. I want to do a phone call too. Can we set a date? You betcha. Here's where the date setter is. Lesko.com/talk. Yeah, and that's right. Usually about 20 minutes, and it's $2 a minute. And usually within 20 minutes, I could get you on the road, and I'll send you a lot of links that I suggest to you or whatever, so you don't have to, spend 15 hours on Google trying to find out what the hell is that. And that's the problem. See, everybody thinks everything is in Google, and it is, but it's like trying to find a penny in a stacked stadium in a football game. The penny's in there, but you'll never find it, right? So that's what I think about Google. But if you know exactly what row and what seat that penny is in, then bingo, you can get it. And that's what I do. So if I give you the website, then you know the name, and you put the name in Google and you'll find it. That's the problem. I want to do a phone call, right? I want to do a phone call. Oh, that was 2 requests. Great. Okay, let's see. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for putting up with me. Appreciate it very much. Oh, 101 freebies and cheapies. Wonderful. Thank you. Hi, and Naima. Thank you. Now, why doesn't it say where to stop this thing? that one. Where is this? Where's the stop button? Well, it's going forever. I can't find the stop button. I don't know. Autoplay. Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you, Frank. I can't find the stop button. YouTube. It's just got to pull the plug. Oh, that's why it's up here. It's on my phone.